Hey guys, we're here today using a team built around Stonjourner and also Iron Jugulus. There's no Pokepaste for this one, sadly, so I'm not going to be able to do a team builder. But if you guys enjoy this and you want to see some more content like it, of course, like and subscribe and answer the comment question of the day. Comment questions are really hard, I can't lie. They're really hard. Okay. Comment question of the day. What do you guys think is the best Terra type in this format? Or at least, you know what, most underrated actually. Most underrated Terra type. I think mine is probably Fire. I think Fire, honestly, really incredible defensive Terra type. I think it's probably definitely one of the best, I would say. I know a lot of people gun for stuff like Steel or like a Stab, but I think if Fire has a lot that it offers, or even Grass. I see Grass a lot all the time. But let me know your answers down below. With that said, we're taking on Dreadnought, Dondozo, Tatsugiri. This is the red one, so I believe that's for defense. This one might be for speed, but it's not offense. King Gambit, Pelipper, and Scream Tail. Okay. So as far as my lead goes, I feel like that I definitely should lead off with Palafin. I think Palafin, despite the fact that they have a lot of offensive waters, will still be good for hazing Dozo, for example, and for King Gambit. I think I'm going to bring the Volcarona on the lead. No, I'm going to bring Jugulus in the lead. I'm going to bring Volcarona in the back. And then I think I'm going to bring my own King Gambit in the back. No, I'm going to bench Volcarona. I'm going to bring Fluttermane. We're not going to bring the Stonjourner this one, sadly. But it will definitely come. It will definitely come by the end of the video. You will see the Stonjourner. It's just not very good here. There's a little bit of merit, I guess, for Dreadnought, but it's really about it. And even still, I guess kind of King Gambit too, to be fair. I could be not bad for King Gambit, actually, going for low kick. But I think I kind of need the other spaces in particular for, like, the Dozo matchup, for example. So we're not going to bring it. Dondozo Pelipper. Okay. So trying to rain boost Dozo, that's honestly fine. We do have Palafin in the front, so I'm still okay to do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to proceed to go for a Tailwind, and then I think I'm just going to click Haze and just see if my opponent tries to attack my Jugulus. Because they can't KO my Palafin, which is good. Unless they go for like a Terra Blast Grass here. So I'm just going to click Haze and I'm going to click Tailwind. They're not really going to attack me otherwise, I don't think. And even if they do go for like a Terra Blast Grass, I'm fine with that. They're going to switch out here perfectly fine. And they're going to probably go into Tatsugiri, right? Tatsugiri, okay. So you know Pelipper's Drizzle. We know that Dondozo has come out in the field. We know that Tatsugiri has Commander. I'm curious about their last mon. I wonder if it is just Dreadnought. They're going to go Mono Water here. Because I think that King Gambit is a decent matchup here. And I'm almost curious if they've overlooked it. Regardless though, it's not really a huge deal. We're either going to clear the Dondozo stat boost right away. Which it seems like that is going to be the case, which is huge for us because that means that this mon is now trapped in and it has to deal with the fact that it can't actually stat boost anymore outside of Order Up, I guess, which is I'm perfectly fine with Order Up. I might just go for Terra on not on King Gambit, on Palafin, but I'm not going to do that right away because I definitely want to switch that out. There's Surf, which is interesting. Kind of wish I brought the Stonjourner now. But this is fine. This is fine. We're going to bring in King Gambit actually, which King Gambit should be decent here. Definitely not going to Terra it, but I will go into it. And we're going to go for a Snarl here. Now, Snarl should be great for dropping the Dozo's special attack. Especially if that's the fact that, assuming that, of course, this Dondozo ends up being fully special. Because it was already clicking Surf, which I'm fine with that, clicking Surf. But dropping its special attack further will only help with dealing more damage to it. Because this is how we weaken it. I can't really set up versus it and get, like, any sort of boost that way. But I can, of course, make it do less to my team. For example, now Jugulus is taking pretty much no damage. We see this as Life Orb as well, which is huge. I'm going to proceed to go for Kowtow Cleave here, and then I'm going to go for a Snarl here. Since both my moves do have a miss chance anyway, I may as well go for the one that at least benefits me more defensively speaking. We can obviously just weaken Dondozo this way, which is really helpful. Kowtow Cleave will outpace and get some good damage, and I think, yeah, at worst it just dies to Life Orb. Meanwhile, I'll actually keep my my Jugulus around, which should be huge, actually. So, yep, Jugulus lives on 4, and Dondozo drops. So this is perfect. We've already cleared the Dondozo, which is usually one of the hardest pieces of a Dozogiri matchup. Not only this, but we have just Tatsugiri left, as well as Pelipper and Filler. Now, their Pelipper could be a little scary, but I'm not too afraid of it. The scariest aspect of it would be the fact that it could be Sash, I guess. I do have Tailwind up still, so I actually do outpace this team pretty comfortably. How many more turns do I have Tailwind up for? I'm curious. We have one more turn of Tailwind. I'm going to target the Tatsugiri here by going for a Sucker Punch. And then I'm going to go for a Snarl here. The biggest reason for this is because I do anticipate Dreadnought to protect and outstall my Tailwind here because they have 2 turns of Rain and I only have 1 of Tailwind. which I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't mind if they do go for the Protect, but I can at least take out the Tatsugiri and bring this down to a 2v4, which I think would benefit me significantly. Not only this, but Dreadnought being around is going to be a lot easier for Palafin than having something like the Palafin handling the Tatsugiri, for example. So I'd rather just KO the Tatsugiri in general, because I think that will be one of the hardest things to take out here. My opponent did not end up actually going for a Protect, which is fine. It's just more chip on Dreadnought. We don't proceed to KO the Tatsugiri. However, I'm not too concerned with this because we could still definitely take it out. And then I'm going to assume that... Oh, shit. That just KO'd. Okay, well, honestly, having Palafin in the back will still be fine for this. I'm not really too concerned, but it's going to just be a little bit scary now because it's endgame Palafin versus Pelipper, Tatsugiri, and Dreadnought. I shouldn't be too pressed, though. I can bring in the Palafin. I can go for the Flutter Mane. My play here is definitely just to go for a dual Protect here. No reason to actually take unnecessary damage. And then I can go for a wave. Actually, so I think that my play is, yeah, it's always just to go for the dual Protect here. I don't think that I lose anything clicking dual Protect. If they end up being Damp Rock Pelipper, this could be a little bit terrifying, but that's really the only way it ends up becoming a problem. This rank could actually end up being an issue. They're going to go for Protect and Tatsugiri. That's perfectly fine. We're going to go for Protect on literally like every mon here, I guess, besides Dreadnought, which is probably going to click Earthquake if I had to guess. I can't imagine another reason. No, they're going to click Liquidation. Liquidation into Flutter Mane. Okay, good to know. They are Damp Rock. All right. So this means I need to click the Terra Water. I'm curious if Terra Water Jet Punch will KO Dreadnought or not. I think I kind of have to go for it. I don't actually know the investment, so I can't really calculate that. And then we'll go for Dazzling Gleam here, just in case I get ignored. Gonna hope that at the very least my opponent ends up being some sort of... So they're not gonna go for Terra, which is good, because I should outpace everything besides, I guess, Tatsugiri. So I'm more than okay with that. But I do need to at least take out the Dreadnought. If I will take it out, I'm not really too sure. But between the Rain boost, the Mystic Water boost, and also just the fact that this is kind of a weak mon defensively, it's like okay defensively, but this is still a neutral hit. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so Dreadnought is gone. That's huge. That's really huge. If this is Scarf Tatsu, it's a little annoying, but I can just Jet Punch on the next turn. Perfect. It's not Scarf Tatsu. This leads me to believe it was Focus Sash, which is interesting. I can proceed to just go for a Wave Crash here plus a Moonblast, as these should guarantee take out the Pelipper. Gets around any sort of Wide Guard shenaniganry, I guess. I don't even know if Wide Guard would work, but considering the fact that it definitely wouldn't work on Palafin, but it might technically, I guess, work on Flutter Mane. Not that it has a point being clicked, but just I'm not risking that because I may as well just go for my KO. It does look like we ended up just winning here, so I will more than take that. We'll see you guys in game number 2, though. Peace out. Okay, so moving on to game number 2 today, we're taking on a team that consists of Gothitelle, Garchomp, Tyranitar, Gyarados, Gengar, and Volcarona. Definitely for threats to worry about, that Gyarados could be kind of interesting. Gyarados actually is extremely terrifying for this team. Or just in general, really. It's such a good mon. I can thankfully take advantage of it with Kingambit, which... Actually, Kingambit looks really good here outside of Garchomp. Specifically not Terra Kingambit. Their Tyranitar might have coverage for it, but I'm willing to take a chance on that. I think I'm going to lead off with the same lead in all honesty. I think it's my best play. I'm going to bring the Kingambit in the back. That's most likely going to be my switch in, depending on the lead. And then I think that the final mon, it's probably going to be... I feel like it's Volcarona. I'm almost certain it's Volcarona. I don't really like the Flutter Mane matchup. There's a couple things I like. Well, actually, no, the Flutter Mane matchup is really good. I think if anything, actually, I bench Kingambit and I go Volcarona as last mon. I think Volcarona could actually be an amazing Terra pick against this team. Especially by going for the Terra Grass, I should be really strong against everything besides, I guess, Terra Flying Tyranitar. So, yeah, we'll go with that. I think that's going to be my best play. Good luck, have fun to my opponent, though. I'm going to have to hope that... I think Volcarona can make a Terra here, as well as, honestly, Jugulis. My opponent's Jugulis counterplay. It's really just Tyranitar, but I have enough pressure for that anyway. They're going to lead off with Gothitelle and Garchomp. Okay, this is fine. What I can proceed to do, I can go for... I think I'm just going to have to Terra Water Palafin and just brute force the Gothitelle. But at the same time, I need to go for Protect this turn. And then I'm going to go for the... I think I'm going to go for the Snarl, Just try and drop the Gothitelle special attack. Really, well, I guess less so dropping a special attack. It's more so just because it'll hit it better than Air Slash would. And I would rather just get off this damage. So we're going to go for the Snarl here. They're going to fake out Palafin, pretty obvious. They're going to probably try and just take it out with some sort of banded outrage from Garchomp. As these typically are running band. I'm not sure why I think Sword Sense is the better set, but they're commonly running band. My opponent's probably going to just go for the outrage, so they might go for Rock Slide. They're going to go for Sword Sense. Oh, so we are fighting a Sword Sense set. Okay. Yeah, the Life Orb builds I think are so much better, so I'm kind of glad to see that my opponent is being intelligent. We're going to go for a Jet Punch here into Garchomp, and then I'm going to go for an Air Slash here. Actually, hold on. Wave Crash will do probably so much more damage. We're going to go for Terra Water Wave Crash here, and then I'm going to go for a Tailwind here. And that should... One, that takes out the possibility of me missing an attack with my my Jugulus. They're going to proceed to go for a Terra here. That's fine. Terra Steel. Pretty okay with that. They might have anticipated that I actually went for the Air Slash play, but this is still fine because my Wave Crash was always going to be neutral against this mon unless it was Terra Ground or Fire. So we're going to go for the Terra Palafin here. This Wave Crash should do a substantial amount of damage. Now, obviously, it's a little unfortunate that I'm kind of stuck in against Gothitelle, but I'm pretty okay with that, actually. I don't really mind being stuck in against Gothitelle because Gothitelle doesn't do a lot outside of Charm. Now that it's gotten the Fake Off turn off, really the best thing you could do is either set Trick Room, which would suck for just in general, it would suck for my opponent's team, or it's just to go for Charm, which I'm fine with it going for Charm, truthfully. We're going to nearly take out Garchomp. That's pretty good, at least. Now, I think we are going to lose Palafin, sadly, or maybe my opponent's just going to go for a Rock Slide. Both of those are a little unfortunate. No, actually, Iron Head will go off. Into Jugulus? Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm actually pretty okay with that. Even if my opponent goes for something like a Charm this turn, that should be fine. I can actually just bring in Flutter Mane and go for a Jet Punch into the Garchomp here. Ooh, Trick Room. Okay, so either way, I can actually go for a Jet Punch here. Because this turn is really free to just KO Garchomp. We're going to bring in the Flutter Mane, and the Flutter Mane should be a decent way of just going for Shadow Ball. I know that I mentioned I was going to bring Volcarona as a Terra user, but because of the lead, I kind of had to pop it. But I still think that Palafin will be fine in the endgame. We're going to proceed to go for Shadow Ball and Jet Punch. I can try and take out the Garchomp, and then I can also try and hopefully free myself from the fucking Gothitelle. My opponent's going to switch out here into Gyarados. Okay, so we know that Gyarados has come. I'm curious if this ends up being a Intimidate set. Yeah, it is Intimidate. Okay, that's fine. Not really a huge heal, actually. We can just get the Jet Punch off. That's at least okay damage. And then Gothitelle should hopefully die to a Shadow Ball. It's not like it can actually take out my team anyway. Light Screen. Okay. A little bit annoying, but definitely, again, not really the worst thing in the world here, because I'm pretty sure Gothitelle still drops to this anyway. Yeah, okay, perfect. We killed the Gothitelle. Alright, so what I'm going to proceed to do here, I'm going to proceed to switch out my Palafin into the... I definitely have to switch it out into Volcarona, which is a little annoying. Ooh, Tyranitar. Okay, fuck. So I can't even actually make that play. Is my play just to go for Wave Crash? I feel like my play might just be to go for Wave Crash and then go for a Protect. Essentially, I can hope that my opponent maybe just goes for like a Dragon Dance, forgetting they have Trick Room up. But I kind of just need to go for the Wave Crash here. Gyarados won't really do a lot of damage to me, and I don't think that Tyranitar KOs me either. So my play is always just to try and KO the partner slot of Gyarados, which I think can work. Tyranitar is going to go for Rock Slide here. That's fine. It'll do a little bit of damage to Palafin, but thankfully it will not do enough. Yeah, okay, that doesn't do a lot. Now, I'm curious. Gyarados, yep, Waterfall, perfect. We can at least take out Tyranitar. I'm still certain that we actually KO Tyranitar with this hit. I'm not really too worried. Albeit, I might end up having to trade Palafin for this, but I'm willing to take that chance. Oh, wow, we don't even take out Tyranitar. Okay, that's a little concerning, I can't lie. Alright, well, I can Jet Punch the Tyranitar spot. This is probably AV, so it's a pretty safe turn to at least make this play. And then, thankfully, because of the fact that it's most likely not Click and Protect, I can pick off Tyranitar here. Meanwhile, for the Gyarados, I'm going to click... I'm actually going to click Gleam. No, I'm going to click Moonblast. I need to click Moonblast. We're just going to try and take out the Gyarados here. It's a little unfortunate, I think. I think I definitely could have led a lot better. Leading off with something like Flutter Mane plus Palafin might have been the smarter play. But it is what it is. We've taken out Tyranitar at least, which is really good. If Gyarados did not go for the... Well, actually, Palafin dies either way. There's no reason they didn't just go for Waterfall into Flutter Mane. We do end up dying to that, unfortunate. And I think that that means that we're going to end up dying in the following turn as well. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate because I lose my Palafin for sure. Damn. Okay, well, I think in hindsight, maybe bring the Kingambit. Might have also been really good here. Kingambit could have been a decent piece to maybe just pick off the Garchomp and Trick Room. Tailwind petered out. Okay, that's at least not bad. Maybe this Volcarona is going to be slow enough to take out Gyarados. I'm kind of curious. So I should definitely just go for the Fiery Dance, take out the Garchomp. Let me check how much Trick Room turns are left, because I think I have 3. And I'm pretty sure that, yep, there's 1 turn of Trick Room, actually. Okay. So I should always actually just try and take out the Garchomp here, because the Garchomp should outpace me. Waterfall's going to go off. That's fine. Maybe I can get a Gyarados. No, that just KOs. Okay. Good play by my opponent. We're 1-1 for the day. That's perfectly fine. We're going to try and get a win in game number 3. I think this will be definitely a 4-game set looking at the time of this current one. We'll try and get a win in game number 3 regardless, so I'll see you guys then. Peace out. Okay, moving on to game number 3 today. We're taking on Iron Bundle, Kingambit, Great Tusk, Talonflame, Arcanine, and Sylveon. Okay, so this looks like it's just Talontusk, but worse. We're going to need to definitely be careful of that Iron Bundle here. I think this might be a Stonjourner game, actually. This could definitely be one. We're going to lead off with Palafin for sure, because besides the bundle, it does really good here. That means I just need a bundle check, which is probably going to be... So I think I'm going to lead off with Jugulis as well. Maybe not Jugulis, actually. Maybe we don't bring Jugulis. I think I want to lead off with Volcarona, actually. Volcarona could be decent. I'm going to bring Kingambit in the back. Kingambit should be really strong for the bundle, at the very least. And then I kind of want to bring the Stonjourner. This should be able to wall out a lot of different things from my opponent, such as Hyper Voice Sylveon. Though I guess that might not be beneficial here. Maybe I don't bring Stonjourner. Maybe I bring Fluttermane. No, I think I bring Stonjourner. It should be decent as well, potentially for like EQ Tusk, which does a lot against my build. So we'll have to see. I'm a little bit nervous about the matchup, really just because of the fact that their bundle does pretty good against my team. And I could definitely predict around the whole thing, so we'll have to see. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. They're going to bring Kingambit and Iron Bundle. Interesting lead. Let's see. We're going to have to see what... I guess, what my opponent's going to end up doing. I'm assuming that they're going to probably end up going for, like, a Freeze Dry into Palafin. And then, as far as Kingambit goes, I'm not sure. We're going to bring in our own Kingambit, though. And I'm going to proceed to go for a Quiver Dance. I don't anticipate my opponent to go for Hydro Pump. I don't really think I need to Terra right away. But if my opponent predicts that and hits their Hydro Pump, good play on my opponent, I guess. I think that if I was my opponent, I'd probably just respect the Palafin spot because it is kind of deadly here. Our Kingambit's going to come in. That should be good. It's a really good Terramon for us as well, so I'm more than happy with that. Meanwhile, my opponent's going to proceed to go for Terastal on Kingambit. Okay. This is going to be a Terra Flying. It's perfectly fine. I'm curious if they're going to Terra Blast me, actually. Terra Blast might be scary. Because I can't even really Terra on that. Freeze Try, yep, into Kingambit spot. That's fine. Meanwhile, my opponent's going to let me get up a Quiver Dance here. And then we're going to have to take... What attack are we going to have to take here? So let's see. So, Freeze Dry. And then Terra Blast. Oh, okay. Unfortunate. That's a little scary. Can we take the hit? We do not take the hit. Fuck. Okay. If only I went for like a... Fuck. Okay. Yeah, I kind of wish I went for just a Fire Dance into Bundle here. I can bring in Stonjourner, though, and go for Rock Slide, which is decent. I can maybe go for Terra Dark to try and resist that hit, which might actually be beneficial. Yeah, because then we won't... Well, I mean, we are Focus Sash, so it's actually not a big deal. I think I'm going to go for the Kowtow Cleave into Bundle, and then I'm going to go for a Rock Slide here. I don't think my opponent's going to necessarily Protect. Yeah, okay, so Protect is fine. They're going to go for Freeze Dry anyway, which brings us down to Focus Sash. Fuck. I'm hoping I can flinch Kingambit. That would be huge. Can we flinch Kingambit here? Kowtow Cleave goes off. We at least kill Bundle, which is good. That means that my Palafin can endgame here, even still. Just because of this turn alone. And then... Low Kick. Okay, fuck. Oh, fuck. Okay, that's even worse. That's so much worse. Way worse. Okay. So we need to bring in the Palafin here. Palafin might be able to save us, unironically, because my opponent does not have a great way to kill it now. But it's going to be rough. Talonflame comes in. Okay. So I'm going to proceed to go for the... I need to go for the Jet Punch into my opponent's Talonflame, because that could Wisp me, and that's really bad. Meanwhile, I need to go for a Protect here on Stonjourner, just so I don't get hit by any sort of priority moves. Essentially, I know I can get Sucker Punched, I know I can get Brave Birded, I know a lot of things can happen, but I need to try and stall when that happens until the following turn. Essentially, I need it to happen in a 2v1 scenario, because it's my best chance at actually winning. Now, it's not a guaranteed chance at winning, because my opponent could have something like a Focus Sash Great Tusk in the back, which is a little scary, but I need to kind of do what I can. So we'll go for Protect here. My opponent's going to proceed to go for probably Tailwind. Oh, okay, so it was not a priority hit. That means they were going for the Will-O-Wisp, which is really good for me because their Talonflame is gone now. Before I can burn my Palafin, before I can burn my Stonjourner, that's really good. That's like the best case scenario this turn, actually. Sucker Punch goes off, and it was into Stonjourner or Palafin. Perfect. Okay, truly the best way that turn could have ended. Great Tusk, okay. So Great Tusk is a little bit of a scary mon, I can't lie. We need to go for a Jet Punch here into the Great Tusk. And I'm going to proceed to go for a Wide Guard here, just in the off chance that my opponent proceeds to go for anything that would dual target, like an Earthquake. So we'll go for Wide Guard, because it could have a nice net positive, but overall, I mean, if they're targeting Stonjourner, they're targeting Stonjourner. Jet Punch will go off. This should do a ton of damage. It should KO unless it's like a Sash set. Perfect, it's Focus Sash, okay. That's fine. I guess the question is, was my opponent going for dual target here? They're going to go for Sucker Punch. Okay, so they're going for it into Palafin. So they're going to keep failing. And they're going to go for Earthquake. Okay, perfect. So this is like the best outcome for us. Essentially what I could do here, I can just go for a Jet Punch into the Great Tusk. And then I can go for a Rock Slide into King Gambit this turn. If they're going to keep Sucker Punching my Palafin, that's fine. We'll go for Rock Slide here. And then they're going to go for Protect. I don't really mind Protect. I guess, are they going to go for Stonjourner? If they don't go for Stonjourner, then that's still okay for me. They're going to go instead for Sucker Punch into Palafin. They got to stop doing that, I'm going to be honest. This was a way too free turn to click Jet Punch. Okay. I'll take it, though. But it works out well for me. This works out so well for me. Okay. We're going to Jet Punch the King Gambit here. And then, actually, no. We're gonna Jet Punch into the Great Tusk here, because King Gambit cannot actually take me out. And I'm gonna click Protect. There's no way in hell. Okay, they forfeit. I was gonna say, because there's no way in hell they KO both my spots. So essentially, I could have protected protected King Gambit, Stonjourner from King Gambit, I should say. King Gambit does not KO my Palafin, which meant that I can always KO it in the following turn with either Rock Slide or Jet Punch. But we'll take this. We'll take this. It was a really downhill battle, but I'll more than happily take the endgame of that. We're going to get into game number 4, though. We're currently 2-1. I have a feeling that we could definitely win game number 4. But we'll see you guys then. Peace out, guys. Okay, so for game number 4, we're taking on a Psy-Spam team consisting of Garganacl, Indeedee, Armarouge, Amoonguss, Iron Hand, and Talonflame. Good to note. So looking at a few things, the Garganacl matchup is amazing. Not Garganacl, Stonjourner matchup is amazing here. It's great for Garganacl if it doesn't Terra. It's great for walling out the Psy-Spam core. I'm going to lead it with, I think I'm going to lead that with the Palafin. I'm going to bring the, I think I'm going to bring the Fluttermane, maybe. I'm going to definitely bring Jugulis, maybe. I feel like that I actually don't bring Fluttermane. I'm not really huge on the matchup for it. And I think truthfully that my King Gambit and Jugulis matchup is actually so much better here. Because if they go with the Talonflame, for example, I can always actually Sucker Punch that spot. I don't really like the Volk. Actually, the Volk's pretty good unless I Terra. Yeah, as long as I Terra this, it's actually really good here. I could maybe bring this over King Gambit, but I don't know. I don't really feel confident in not bringing Jugulis King Gambit to this game. Maybe, if anything, I'd bench Stonjourner, but I do like Stonjourner's matchup enough. And essentially, what I'm anticipating to lead is the Psy-Spam core. So I go with Psy-Spam core, I switch out Palafin into King Gambit, and then I should be set to actually just start walling their team. Maybe it's a little bit overkill for prep into the Psy-Spam, for what it's worth. But I could always go for Terra Fire and King Gambit and get the same mileage out of it that I would have from other mons. They're going to lead off with Amoonguss and Iron Hands. Okay. Still actually fine. I don't really mind this combination in all honesty. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to go for a Protect on Stonjourner. And then I'm going to switch out the Palafin into Jugulis. Because of the fact that I can't really risk switching in King Gambit here because it could end up just dying to a hit that I would not intend it to, such as a Drain Punch prediction. Or even like a Wild Charge hit could do a lot of damage, and I'd rather just let Jugulis go down to that. If they're not leading off with Psy-Spam, I'm really not that concerned with it in all honesty. The Power Spot will help a ton with just dealing damage to my opponent, and I think the Terra Fire King Gambit can just massacre my opponent's team. So We're going to go for the Protect. That'll help keep our Slash intact. If my opponent does value taking out my Jugulus, so be it. I can just go for Air Slash into Amoonguss, and that will do a lot of damage as well. And if not, if they do just go for the KO with like a Wild Charge here, I can KO with the I can Gambit on the following turn. Also, I would much prefer Jugulus getting put to sleep. They're going to go for Belly Drum here. Okay. Belly Drum here is bad. That's really bad, actually. Fuck. This might be a game. I need to take out the Amoonguss immediately. If Amoonguss is still here, and Indeedee is still here, that's really bad for me. They're gonna go for Pollen Puff. Fuck. Okay, so this is a full health on the Iron Hands. Shit. We're gonna go for a Rock Slide to try and flinch, and I'm gonna go for an Air Slash. To try and flinch. Essentially, my play is always just to try and flinch the Iron Hands. I'm gonna be completely honest. It's always to flinch the Iron Hands. It's a really bad situation though, because Iron Hands can just pick off a kill on whatever mon it wants to. It's probably gonna just be Drain Punch with Tantrum against my whole team, which is really bad actually. That is so bad. Oh fuck! I can't believe I fell for the bait. Maybe we can flinch it. We have 2 chances to flinch this thing. I think it's pretty likely. Can we flinch the Iron Hands? Flinch. Perfect. Okay. Unironically, that's my win con here. That's objectively speaking my win con. They're trying to break my Focus Sash, so be it. I don't really mind. We're gonna go for the same play, because objectively that's my win con. And if they let me just get damage off on Amoonguss by going for any sort of Rage Powder, I'm okay with that too. But I think that objectively I should always try and flinch. This gives me 2 chances. If they Rage Powder, it's only 1 chance, but it's still something. So they're Belly Drum and something. I'm not sure what, but they're definitely Belly Drum and something. Amoonguss is Pollen Puff. I'm perfectly fine with that. We just need to keep getting damage off. And as long as we keep getting damage off, that's really good for us. I can't really also just kill the Amoonguss spot either, because I know that does enable Iron Hand significantly. But they also do have the Indeedee in the back, which can do the same sort of job, essentially. So I need to just flinch it out. I need to flinch it out objectively. That's my only win con. Flinch. Perfect. Okay. So obviously very hacksy. I won't deny that. That's extremely hacksy. But it's what I needed to do. It's objectively speaking my win con here. So complain about it all you want, that I didn't deserve the win. I probably didn't deserve the win, I'll be honest. But hey, sometimes you gotta play dirty. We're gonna flinch this thing out though. Actually, we're gonna kill the Iron Hands, to be completely honest, this turn. They would need to Rage Powder with Amoonguss, which means that we're gonna take out Amoonguss. I still have a turn to flinch this anyway. They're gonna switch. Perfectly acceptable. I don't really mind them switching. They're gonna go into Cremonzo. Yep, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's Armor Rouge. Pretty okay with this. They're gonna Protect. I'm curious if this is weak armor. If this is like weak armor weakness policy, that could be bad. But I'm pretty sure that Jugulus outpaces that actually. So I could maybe go for a Tailwind here and outpace it with fucking Stonjourner. Am I really gonna do that? I might unironically do that. Yep, weak armor. Okay. So I go for Tailwind. Try and flinch. Yeah, we're gonna go for Rock Slide, and I'm gonna go for Tailwind. Because I know for a fact that my Jugulus outpaces this. There's no way that Jugulus does not outpace weak armor Armor Rouge. I refuse to believe it, actually. I refuse. But either way, that we can essentially take out the Armor Rouge guaranteed, which is huge. And then I can still go for Rock Slide flinch on the Iron Hands, and I can at least guarantee take out the Jugula on the Armor Rouge, which is huge. Because that could become kind of a threat later on. I still do have means of flinching at least, which is good for me. They're gonna actually outpace and go for Expanding Force. Fuck. Okay, that's really bad. That's so bad. Oh, fuck. I should have just went for Air Slash. I didn't think it would have actually outpaced me. Fuck. Okay. This might not be terrible, because this gives me an out with at least Palafin at the end. Fuck. Okay. So this isn't great. This is not great at all. Thankfully though, they're in kind of a catch where they either need to let me Sucker Punch the Armor Rouge, or they need to take a Wave Crash on Hands. And both of those are bad. Both of those are really bad. Because they have no redirectors here, which is kind of a little bit of a misplay on their end, but hey, I'll still take it. I'll still more than take it. We're going to go for Wave Crash here, though. Terra Water Wave Crash, and I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch into the Armor Rouge. It's definitely my best set of plays. Now, they can definitely go for Trick Room here, and I've kind of accepted that as a possibility. But it is a possibility that I don't really have the luxury of not taking. So we're going to go for what we can. I'm going to kind of hope that they just don't click Protect plus Trick Room, because that's really the only way that I don't win this game. So we'll have to see. Palafin is going to Terrestrial here. Perfectly fine. I'm really hoping they just don't click Trick Room here. Because I feel like it's a really stupid play to click with the Armourouge. Considering the Armourouge does have weak armor. Like, why click it? However, it's something that I do need to make sure I'm not getting fucked by. They're going to die to Sucker Punch. Perfect. Okay, that's one mon gone. Now can Wave Crash pick off Iron Hands? I need this Wave Crash to pick off the fucking Iron Hands. I really, really need this to just die. Palafin. Beautiful. Okay, Palafin's the fucking GOAT. So I can still actually win this. Because despite the fact that I did not pop Terra on Kingambit like intended, there were bigger priorities here. I can still actually make this work. Because they have a Mungus left, which is probably not going to kill my Palafin. It's going to be annoying for Palafin, but it will not kill it. And that's a big distinction to make here. And then their last mon should also just lose to my team. They're going to bring in Talonflame. Fuck yes. Okay. This is the best way I have it winning this. Because essentially, while Talonflame can burn my shit, yes, I can take out the Talonflame with Jet Punch. They're probably not running Protect. They almost never run Protect. I go for Iron Head into a Mungus. Not that I really need the flinch necessarily, but it is helpful. The Kingambit plus Palafin Core should be able to actually muscle this pretty easily. As long as I take out Talonflame here so it doesn't burn my shit, I'm pretty okay. Now they could go for Brave Bird, which is a little bit scary. It's damage that they do get. At the same time, though, they are trading Talonflame for damage, and they don't KO either mon. Their best play is always to go for the Will-O-Wisp, which I'm fine with that. I'm really fine with that. I'm genuinely fine with that. But fuck, I'd be lying if I said I was not nervous about this, because this could actually be really, really terrifying. Rage Powder, okay. So they're going to try and go for the burn. I'm pretty okay with that, because that means they're not putting my team to sleep, and I still do obnoxious damage anyway. I'm curious if they're going to go for Flare Blitz, actually. Flare Blitz into Kingambit could be kind of scary, but it's not really the end of the world. Rocky Helmet and Mungus, okay, a little bit terrifying. Will-O-Wisp into my Kingambit spot, okay, a little bit terrifying. But it's still not the end of the world, because Kingambit's not asleep, and they probably do not have a good way to immediately damage that thing. Iron Head goes off, it doesn't really do much damage, that's fine. Okay. So, what do I need to do here? I need to definitely go for Protect on Palafin. And I need to go for a Kowtow Cleave into a Mungus here. This Kowtow Cleave will do a little bit more damage than Iron Head will do. And I need to value damage now that I am burned. The Mungus having Rage Powder is a little bit annoying, yes. But I'm not too concerned with it. I can essentially go for... Probably, I would need to go for a Wave Crash, probably. I'm curious about if their Talonflame is Mono Flying or not. Because Mono Flying Talonflame, I think I still win. But if it is Flare Blitz, it's a little bit scary. Specifically, if they click Flare Blitz's turn, it is a little bit scary. Because I think that's the only way I actually lose this game. However, that means they're giving up something crucial, which I'm okay with that. They're going to go for Rage Powder on a Mungus. That's fine. We're going to go for Kowtow Cleave, which should do some good damage. Talonflame's going to go for Brave Bird and Palafin. Okay, perfect. That's fine. I don't mind this. Because Palafin should take this hit really well. Essentially, my play, even if... Honestly, my play is always just to click Protect, actually. Because if I click Protect, that means I'm not taking Recoil. Which means I have a little bit better of a chance of taking this Talonflame hit. Tailwind's petered out. I'm okay with that. In hindsight, I kind of wish I remembered that I had Tailwind up because I would have just Wave Crashed into the Talonflame, killed it already. But I'm fine with that. We get a second Protect. That should win us the game, barring Flare Blitz Talonflame. They have Flare Blitz Talonflame that's really bad for us. But I can't really bank on anything else right now, I'm going to be honest. Brave Bird is going to go off? Sure. I don't mind Brave Bird going off. Because my Palafin should take that. Even if it doesn't take that, I'm still okay with this. But Kowtow Cleave will kill a Mungus. Okay. So I think I have to go for the Jet Punch. I'm pretty sure I have to go for Jet Punch here, which is really fucking annoying, I can't lie. Because, yeah, I need to go over Jet Punch plus Kowtow. Is how I win this game. Because I need the damage off. I need to hope that I do not die. Because if Palafin does die, that's really bad for me. They're going to go for Terra. It's probably going to be Terra Flying. Maybe it's Terra Ghost. Terra Ghost would be amazing. I would actually love Terra Ghost to come out here. Terra Water. Oh my god, Terra Water. I hate playing close team sheets so much. I don't really have a better play though. This was always my play actually. Brave Bird will go off. They're going to take Recoil. It's fine. They do not KO us. Really huge because that means I get off another priority hit on this thing next turn guaranteed. Which is really good for me. That's really huge for me actually. Holy shit. Jet Punch will still do okay damage. Yeah, that actually does a lot. Oh my god. Kowtow might even just pick it off this turn, to be honest. Yep, perfect. Okay. Thank fuck. We won this. That's really huge. So, we are currently 3-1 for the day. Going into tomorrow's video, it is our last video for Regulation B, aka Series 2. we're going to be bringing the Bombardier team again. Now, after this game, because of the win, we're actually in the top 5,000 of Master Ball. If we go undefeated yet again with the Bombardier team, we might unironically make top 1,000, which is kind of fucking insane. I don't anticipate we'll get the same kind of luck. When we last used Bombardier, we were not even in Master Ball, so should say a lot about the discrepancy in opponents, but I have faith in the team. We're currently, as of this video, sitting at, I want to say around like 4,000. 4,146. By the time we start tomorrow, it's probably going to be around 5,000. I'm fine with that. If you guys enjoyed and you are looking forward to Bombardier tomorrow, or if you just enjoyed the team, like and subscribe. Rental code will be down below. I don't have a Pokepaste. Kind of unfortunate, I know, but it is what it is. Shout out to all of our channel members, of course. Your guys' support is greatly appreciated. We have Matt O'Shea, Josh K. Ultra Player, Mia, Zeke Zero, Bbat, Anna Purr, Timo Mueller, and Fonzie. Your guys' support is greatly appreciated. And tomorrow, you guys will have, by the end of the day, the road to rank Master Ball with the nothing in the top 50 usage. I look forward to seeing you guys for that. Until then, peace out, guys.